Got it. Yeah. Let's do it. Thank you. Strength of woman. That's just great. Wow. Oh, thank you.
Way that it's not something that it's a communication. You know, maybe there are those artists that it's just their obsession.
Making themselves naked in public, they are radically fighting for bodily autonomy. When it comes to New York, when it comes to the US, whenever we want to show our bodies, whenever we want to express art that has explicit nudity of a forced Shia Muslim body, we are labeled as Islamophobic. They are murdering our sisters, our youth, our children for hijab, for the name of Islam. Every time we talk about it, they shush us and they say this is Islamophobic. My question is, as art makers, as policy makers, as curators, how can we open space here for Iranian women who are doing radical avant-garde art, not the veiled version? Iranian woman wants to be naked. Thank you very much.
I just want to share one thing with you. You're right. I did a video called The Fury 2 years ago, which is about sexual exploitation of women in prison systems, men in uniform. And it wasn't Iranian woman, it was a very conceptual abstract work, but it was about an Iranian woman living in the US who was haunted by the flashback of the sexual exploitation in Iranian prison. And when they showed this work, and I had also photographs of complete nudity, you know, I'm the one who was photographing with the veil that was completely nude, a woman, not only Iranian but others. And it was really interesting that I was being censored here, that they were, I was really surprised that they had to put signs on the gallery and they couldn't publish it in magazines and Instagram would not allow people to post them. So I was really, really shocked, and I think you're right. There is a lot of statement here, and I was really taken back by it. That is out-provocative and problematic here, syndrome, treating the body as it is. Even when we're dealing with pain and sexual exploitation, it wasn't anything erotic. It was more about, and I was really taken back. So thank you for bringing it up. It exists here very much.
We have a partnership with the students of Belmont Preparatory in the Bronx, and I want to know if maybe one of you on the front row want to ask a question. Don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have a question, perhaps.
Hello, my name is Alani Bekase. So, I'm young. I don't know what to ask you guys, but I did have a question for Angelina Jolie. You explained that you went to refugee camps, right? So I wanted to ask if you had any positive experiences. Of course, you opened schools, but instead of the negative, I wanted to focus on the positive more.
Thank you. It's a great question.
There's the positive, or the thing that is always, it's people who have overcome, people who've been through, who are living through it now, and who've been displaced, had to be from their homeland, suffered, and I think just even living living with the knowledge that there are those out there that want to kill you, hurt you, remove you from your land, destroy your family. That trauma, and to meet people who find a way to carry on and help raise their children, even in the midst of the most horrible situations, who continue to find ways to work with each other in the camps, build programs, inspire the next generation, try to give everything to them to have a chance. There was a woman who said to me when I was early on, I was traveling and I was always very overly emotional. I just couldn't help myself. And this woman who was raising her grandchildren because her daughter had been killed and many of the grandchildren had been killed. It was just her and all these kids in a camp, which was an old lady. I got emotional and she said, that doesn't help me. She said, I need you to know I have a lot and they have a lot to offer, and they're great young people with an education when they do this. Like, keep your spirit up, come on, get your head up. So I never forgot that. And so there's a lot of extraordinary, probably the most extraordinary people in the world that were refugees. That's why I wanted to spend so much time with them and had changing my life. Because no one's been through, no population more vulnerable. And what they've been able to do and continue to carry on and fight for the next generation is extraordinary.
We have time for maybe one final question. I see a hand raised. Yeah, please. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, so my name is
never be able to do that even for 1 minute. Incredible. It's the pain in her that makes her stronger to do this. True. Mm-hmm.